Can't be true. Owen, why would you do such a thing? It was when I was about to dive into a crowd gathered around sale items. I turned around puzzled, because Lily, my daughter-in-law, wasn't moving. The smile that was once on Lily's face had frozen over. She was looking at Owen, my son-in-law, walking cozily with a woman I didn't recognize. Lily seemed shocked, tears welling up in her eyes. Are you staying over tonight? If so, I'll make plenty for tomorrow morning, too. Hearing the cheerful words of the woman with Owen, I was certain. Owen was definitely cheating with this woman, but oddly, I didn't feel angry at him. Instead, I felt terribly sorry for his wife Haley and Lily. I walked around them, waiting for the right moment to join the conversation. Baking so much will be tough on you, won't it? Something simple would be fine. Something simple and delicious? What could that be, I wonder? Seeing my chance, I immediately cut into their conversation. How about tomato soup? Owen, turning around, seemed not to recognize me for a moment. However, his face quickly went pale as he realized everything. I am Scarlett, living with my husband Dexter. I'm a housewife. Just recently, my daughter Haley brought home her boyfriend Owen, saying she wanted to marry him. Owen was a very nice young man. I immediately agreed, though Dexter, who doted on Haley, objected. But after much persuasion from the two, he finally consented to the marriage. And so we had a family meeting before the wedding, where I met Owen's mother, Lily, a woman with a wonderful smile and bright personality. She had divorced young and raised Owen on her own. However, Lily talked about her hardships with a hearty laugh. Listening to her, I was convinced that Owen turned out to be a good young man, because he was raised by such a respectable person. Bride as she was, it seemed that her son's marriage finally brought her to tears. I'm truly blessed with this good match. Thank you so much. Lily's eyes, repeatedly expressing gratitude, were slightly teary. Seeing her tears made me deeply feel all the hardships Lily had gone through. Dexter, seeing her like this, probably found no more reason to object. Owen, please take good care of Haley. I formally greeted Owen again. Haley and Owen had their wedding, without a hitch, and started living in an apartment about a 15-minute walk from our house. After the wedding, Owen and Haley were busy with work, hardly having days off together. Still, they seemed to be managing well, supporting each other, so I wasn't worried. If anything happened, they were close enough for us to come running, and as they were both decent spouses, it would be meddling too much for us parents to interfere forever. Thinking this, I tried to suppress my loneliness and refrained from meddling. Lily probably felt the same way. Being close in age, we naturally became good friends. Now, when we have time, we go shopping together like old friends. We've been leading very happy days, laughing off the loneliness of our children becoming independent. Then, a few months later, Lily called. Hello, Scarlett. Do you have time today? Lily's voice over the phone was as bright as ever. Yes, I'm free. Then, would you like to come over for coffee? A friend gave me some delicious sweets that I really want you to try. She sounded as excited as a little girl about delicious sweets, making me swallow my saliva in anticipation. Really? I'm looking forward to it. I'll come over at the usual time. Then see you later. Yes, I'm looking forward to it too. See you later. After hanging up, I immediately prepared to leave. Lily's house is in the next town, reachable by bus from my home. I had been there several times before, so I knew the way well. As she said, delicious sweets were served at Lily's house. We spent a pleasant time sharing memories and chatting about various things. Time flew by, and before we knew it, it was getting dark outside. Oh my, look at the time. I'm sorry. I got so caught up in our conversation. I should be heading home. As I said this and stood up, Lily waved her hand. That's okay. Besides, there's a sale at the supermarket nearby. Would you like to go shopping with me on your way back? She suggested this with a beaming smile. Hearing about the sale, my heart soared. To me, who's always looking to save on daily expenses, the word sale is music to my ears. Really? I'd love to go. I was thinking it's about time I did some shopping. I happily agreed, and we quickly tidied up and walked to the nearby supermarket. Our conversation never ceased along the way. Talking with Lily was so enjoyable, I couldn't help it. It was so relaxing to be around her, as I didn't have to be on guard at all. I had grown to like her so much. I regretted not meeting Lily sooner. After a while, the supermarket came into view. I had never been there before, but it seemed like a nice place. The store was crowded with people aiming for the sale items, as the products were very cheap due to the sale. Wow, everything is so cheap. I wonder why I've never come here before. The products on display had surprisingly low price tags. Prices that I would never see at the supermarkets I usually go to. Right? This sale has saved me many times. Come on, let's grab the good stuff before it's all gone. If we dawdle, everything will be sold out. Lily said with a proud look, grabbing a shopping cart and starting to walk. As we browsed through the sale items, I thought it was nice to have coffee together. But shopping at the supermarket together was also fun. Soon we came across a large crowd. Peering over, I saw vegetables being sold at a bargain price. Definitely the highlight of today's sale. Lily, look at that. Tomatoes are being sold so cheaply. Overjoyed, I involuntarily pulled Lily's hand. Right. That's what I'm aiming for. But it seems everyone has the same idea. We'll need to put in a bit of effort to get there. Scarlett, are you ready? She said, looking at me with excitement. Yes, no problem. Let's go before they run out. Rolling up my sleeves, I was about to dive into the crowd. But Lily didn't move from her spot, which puzzled me. So I turned to look at her. The smile that was once on Lily's face had frozen over. I felt an odd foreboding at the sight of Lily's expression, which I had never seen before. Lily, what's wrong all of a sudden? Are you feeling ill? Noticing my concern, Lily shook her head. It can't be true. It must be a mistake. Surely it has to be. She murmured to herself, looking very frail, as if a flower wilting. Curious about what Lily had seen, I cautiously looked in the direction she was staring. I saw people moving to and fro. Ah, among the crowd, I spotted someone I knew. It was Owen, Lily's son, and Haley's husband. And beside him was an unfamiliar woman, clinging to him like a lover. Owen hadn't noticed us and was walking along, chatting amiably with the woman. I watched them, thinking they indeed looked like a couple. But it couldn't be that Owen, such a decent young man, would do something like that. I remembered Owen pleading desperately with Dexter. That's right, nothing was confirmed yet. It would only cause trouble for Haley if we accused them without knowing the situation. This was a time to remain calm. However, Lily looked down, about to cry. She must have been shocked to see Owen like that. Lily, it's okay. Don't be so down. It's not your fault. There might be some explanation, right? I tried to cheer her up, but Lily's expression remained gloomy. It felt like she had aged years in just a few minutes. I'm sorry. What should I do? In a hoarse voice, she apologized, which made me panic. If we show this kind of scene inside the store, the people around might become suspicious. It might even catch Owen's attention. Lily, please don't cry. People will start to wonder. Let's go behind that shelf over there. Not many people pass by that spot. I nudged Lily towards the shadow of the shelves. As I thought, there weren't many people there. Look, Lily, I believe in Owen, so I'm going to check it out now. Stay hidden here, okay? Lily accepted my proposal with tearful eyes. Just to be sure, do you recognize that woman? Lily thought for a moment, but then shook her head. No, I don't. She's not a relative or anyone I know. I don't know her either. We need to be careful. I'm going to go check. With that, I left Lily and started to casually roam the store, looking for Owen. Luckily, they were still shopping. I cautiously approached them, making sure not to be noticed, until I could hear their conversation. How about it? Find anything good? There's so much on sale, it's hard to choose. The woman spoke to Owen in a coquettish manner. Just from that, it was clear they were not just friends. Yet, believing in Owen, I moved closer to hear their conversation better. It doesn't matter. Whatever you cook, it's delicious anyway. That's sweet. You're staying over tonight, right? Then I'll make plenty for breakfast, too. Hearing her happily speak those words, I was certain. He was definitely cheating with this woman. But strangely, I didn't feel angry at Owen. Instead, I felt terribly sorry for Haley and Lily. I walked around them, waiting for the right moment to join in the conversation. Making so much will be tough, won't it? Something simple would be fine. Something simple, huh? Simple yet delicious. What could that be, I wonder? Thinking this was my chance, I immediately cut into their conversation. How about tomato soup? The lover was surprised by the sudden intrusion, but quickly smiled. Tomato soup? That sounds good. Let's go with that, thank you. Owen looked at me, seemingly not recognizing me for a moment. However, his face quickly went pale, as if he realized everything. Then we'd better buy the ingredients. Ah, but that won't work. Owen dislikes tomatoes, so he hates tomato soup, right? I interrupted the lover's words, speaking loudly to Owen. How do you know his name? Are you an acquaintance? The lover looked at Owen puzzled, but Owen, pale-faced, said nothing. I'm the mother of Owen's wife. I heard about Owen's food preferences from my daughter. And who might you be? His wife? This man is single. Owen, do you know this woman? Owen didn't answer, but stepped between me and the lover, shielding her. This person is a relative of mine. We haven't seen each other for so long. We got carried away like when we were kids. He spread his arms, desperately trying to explain. But his agitation was obvious, and it was clear to anyone that he was lying. Is that so? Let's see. To confront Owen with reality, I pulled out my mobile phone and made a call. At the same time, a ringtone sounded nearby, and Lily emerged from behind the shelves. Mom. Owen's face mixed with surprise and fear as he exclaimed. Lily, now recovered from her shock, or filled with anger, glared at Owen. Don't lie. There's no such relative. After being yelled at by Lily, Owen seemed to give up, slumping in defeat. The lover, stunned, confronted Owen by grabbing his arm. Wait, Owen, what's all this? Is what these people are saying true? Owen didn't seem to hear, remaining silent even as the lover gripped his arm. It's true. The man you thought was your boyfriend is actually married. That makes you the lover. Hearing my words, the lover was momentarily shocked, but then quickly became furious. What? Are you serious? You even gave me a ring. And now you're telling me that you're married? That's a joke. You said you didn't have a girlfriend. That was all a lie, too. It seemed she truly didn't know he was married. Suddenly coming to my senses, I looked around and saw that the customers in the store were watching us. Look, we might all have something to say, but let's move to a place with fewer people. So we moved to the shadow of the shelves, where Lily had hidden earlier. Lily and the lover's anger did not subside, and they continued to berate Owen. But Owen kept his head down, saying nothing. Come on, say something. You tricked me, didn't you? I thought you were a good man. Why would you do this? He seemed overwhelmed by their accusations. I tried desperately to mediate and calm the situation, but it was no use. Finally, Owen couldn't hold back anymore. He looked up and grabbed the lover's arm. Yeah, I'm married. So what? It's your fault for not realizing. He clenched her arm tightly, his face contorted with anger as he yelled. The Owen I knew, a decent young man, seemed like a completely different person. But the lover was strong-willed and not intimidated at all. What? Getting defensive, are you? Take responsibility. Owen, what's with that attitude? Shouldn't you show some remorse? Lily, confused by Owen's transformation, scolded him as if protecting the lover. Yet he continued to spout harsh words, even towards Lily. Shut up. Do you know how much trouble you've caused me? I deserve a little fun. How can you say such a thing? That's terrible. Lily, perhaps hurt by Owen's harsh words, teared up, her words trailing off. The lover was also taken aback by what he said. Having a soft spot for Lily, I felt as if the words were directed at me, feeling a similar pain. Owen, realizing he had gone too far, hurriedly tried to leave the scene. Then a voice came from behind us. "Owen, so you were cheating after all?" It was Haley. Owen widened his eyes at the sight of her. "Haley, why are you here?" "Lily called me. She said you were here shopping cozily with another woman. I couldn't stand it and came," she said with a cold voice, staring straight into Owen's eyes. He looked frightened by Haley. "Just so you know, I've been suspecting you. You've been coming home late recently, and there were too many work weekends." As she said this, she slowly advanced towards Owen, her voice and expression devoid of emotion. "At first, I thought you were just busy with work, but it started to seem strange, like you were avoiding me." Finally, she reached Owen, who wouldn't even meet her gaze, looking down instead. "So when Lily called, it all made sense. You were cheating." Her words pierced like needles, and the rest of us were silenced by her quiet intensity. "Then I got here and heard your voice. It's really the lowest of the low, to say such things to Lily who raised you." "Wait, that was just something I said in the heat of the moment. I didn't mean it. And I'm not having an affair. I didn't buy a ring." Owen finally made excuses to Haley, realizing the gravity of the situation. But it was clear to anyone that his excuses were futile. Haley didn't listen to him, but pulled out a piece of paper from her pocket and thrust it in front of Owen. "Is this a receipt for the ring you bought for that woman? How are you going to explain this? Tell me." Owen took a deep breath and licked his lips, frantically thinking of a way out. "That's the one I bought for you, Haley. It was supposed to be a surprise." Hearing this, she crumpled the receipt and threw it at Owen's face. "Stop lying." Haley's anger seemed to finally explode at his ridiculous excuse. "This ring size wouldn't even fit my finger." At that moment, a supermarket clerk approached us. "Excuse me, could you please stop fighting? It's disturbing other customers." "Yes, you're right. We're very sorry." After apologizing to the clerk and paying for our purchases, we decided to discuss the matter further on another day and left the store. Haley, feeling unable to stay in the same house, brought her belongings and came to my house. Although she had appeared strong in the supermarket, it was clear she was struggling emotionally. Upon arrival, she burst into tears and clung to me. Dexter, witnessing this, seemed to understand the situation, but chose to stay silent and just watch. As I comforted Haley, I reflected that perhaps I should have acted more cautiously, but had Owen continued his affair, things could have been much worse. So confronting Owen, there wasn't a mistake. I reassured myself while continuing to comfort Haley. Later, we gathered at Lily's house to discuss what to do next. Owen was being reluctant to come until the end, sullen after being scolded by Lily. Haley, having vented to me, seemed calmer than before. "So why did you cheat? I want a clear answer," Haley asked quietly, and Owen scratched his head. "I was lonely. We didn't have days off together." His pathetic excuse was met with a scoff from the lover. "Still making excuses, huh? I had no idea you would like this." Angered or not, Owen just glared at the lover without saying anything. I asked the question that had been on my mind. "How did you and Owen meet?" "At work. We're at the same company. I'm a new employee. It started when Owen was kind to me during a time I felt insecure." The lover answered honestly. "But please believe me, I really didn't know he was married. I'm sorry for what I did to Haley." Haley listened with her eyes closed to the lover's words of remorse. "What do you want to do, Haley?" Upon hearing my words, Haley opened her eyes. "My mind's made up. I'm divorcing Owen. I'll be seeking alimony in the divorce settlement." She said this while looking straight into Owen's eyes. "No, please, forgive me for this one mistake." Owen, not wanting to accept her decision, began to cry and plead. "Enough. Do you even understand what you've done? Don't be so spoiled." Seemingly not wanting Owen to embarrass himself further, Lily pushed him back into his chair. Will you also claim settlement money from the lover? Haley hesitated, uncertain whether to demand a settlement from the lover. The lover spoke up first. Well, even though I didn't know, I did participate in the affair. I'll take responsibility for that. Then I'll be claiming it from you as well. Fine, I'll be claiming settlement money from Owen myself. Saying this, she patted Owen on the shoulder with a spiteful smile. Owen just held his head in despair. With that, our discussion came to an end. Afterward, Haley divorced Owen. He came to live with me and Dexter. Owen seemed to have resigned from his job afterward. It appears the lover talked about the incident at their company. His bad reputation spread throughout the company, and he lost his place there. Furthermore, Owen lost his place to live. It turns out the owner of the apartment where Haley and Owen lived was Dexter. Though he didn't express it at the time, he seemed to harbor intense anger towards Owen internally. The moment the divorce with Haley was finalized, he told Owen to leave the house immediately. Moreover, it seems Owen was also disowned by Lily. Lily, in tears, called me to tell me about it. I'm so sorry. I thought we were getting along well, and then this happened. Please don't cry, Lily. You haven't done anything wrong. But what happened to Owen? When I asked about Owen, Lily began to tell me about what happened next. Having lost both his home and job, Owen thought about returning to Lily's place, but Lily wouldn't allow it. I divorced my husband because of his infidelity. I went through a lot of hardship after that, which Owen saw. Despite her voice trembling with tears, she expressed her anger towards Owen. Sure, Owen might have been lonely. Maybe I made mistakes in raising him, but that's no excuse for infidelity. I chose not to interrupt Lily's words. Letting it all out might help her feel better, I thought. That's why I've cut ties with Owen. It hurts me too, but Owen won't truly reflect on his actions. After stating this, Lily cried loudly. When I heard that voice, I too burst into tears. Disowning one's beloved son must be incredibly painful, something I can hardly imagine. Hey, Lily, why don't you come over this weekend? Let's have coffee together. I couldn't face you, Scarlett. Don't worry about that. I want to talk more with you. And I miss our shopping trips on sale days. Hearing this, Lily regained her composure. Thank you, Scarlett. Really, thank you. She expressed her gratitude with joy. Our friendship continued despite what happened with Owen. Lily's wonderful personality hasn't changed because of Owen's actions. In fact, I came to respect her even more. She didn't defend Owen's actions, but clearly stated what was wrong. Haley and Dexter also showed respect for Lily, blaming her for nothing. Haley seems to visit Lily's house often now. Lily happily shares this with me over the phone. Lily, once downtrodden, has completely regained her cheerful disposition. Owen, having perhaps changed his heart since then, has found a new job and is gradually paying the alimony to Haley as ordered by the divorce court. With Haley in the house, Dexter seems happier than before. As for me, I made plans with Lily to visit us next weekend. It's Lily's birthday, so we're preparing to celebrate it grandly as a family. While I can't forgive Owen for what he did, I'm grateful he brought Lily into my life. I'm eagerly looking forward to the next weekend.